全世界的华人朋友，大家早上好！这里是中国陕西黄帝陵，您现在正在收看的是由中央广播电视总台、陕西广电融媒体集团和福建广播影视集团共同
Good
为您直播
morning
的
from
中华大
Shaanxi,
祭
and
祖
this is the
2022
Mausoleum
壬寅年
of the
清明
Yellow
公祭轩皇
Empire.
帝节。
And right now you're looking at this is a grand ceremony paying tribute to Huangdi or the Yellow Empire. And also we bring you this live stage, and also this is a live coverage.
欢迎各组远道而来啊！那么下面的时间呢，我为大家介绍一下今天
I'm very glad to see all our friends around the globe, and this is a tradition every year at the Qingming Festival.
于老师你好。
大家好，我是于东哲，很高兴跟大家。
And also with us,
我想呢，中华大祭祖清明公祭轩皇帝啊，这个仪式呢，由来
Mr. Yu from Shaanxi University.
50年代，国务院呢就委托陕西省人民政府，每年清明节在
I believe this grand ceremony actually with a long history back to 1950s. The State Council entrusted the Shaanxi government to hold this grand ceremony here at the Mausoleum of the Yellow Empire to use a tradition of Chinese to pay tribute to a Chinese ancestor. We talk about that's the Huangdi or the Yellow Empire. Back to 2004.
那么到了今天呢，实际上它已经成为连接海内外炎黄子
It was the very first time we broadcasted this grand ceremony to the whole world. And today, actually, this kind of a ceremony or a emotional bridge connecting the Chinese sons and daughters around the globe. And this year, looking at the ceremonies jointly held by Shaanxi Provincial People's Government, the Taiwan Affairs Office of the State Council, the Overseas Chinese Affairs Office of the State Council, and the Old China Federation of Returned Overseas Chinese. For the COVID-19 precaution, we could see a limited number of people gathering here. We know previously, before COVID, there were tens of thousands of people gathering here to pay tribute. But we talk about, although because of the COVID, we limited certain number of people gathering here, but still we talk about it's still a magnificent and a grand ceremony here. And also we put into details about the COVID-19 containment caution and measures. We talk about every year this public ceremonies, a grand event for Chinese sons and daughters at home and abroad, and also it's the time to gather the Chinese people from the both sides of the Taiwan Strait to celebrate this big event. You're looking at it, this is our broadcasting site here in Taiwan region.
新华网、央视频还有 CGTN 共
So in order to invite people to join our
展示新闻第一
grand ceremony, you could always stay tuned with CGTN
交通广播等陕西广电融媒体
to enjoy this grand ceremony. Once again, this is a grand ceremony paying tribute to Huangdi or the Yellow Empire, the ancestor of the Chinese nation. It's held at the Mausoleum of the Yellow Empire on Qiaoshan Mountain, northwest China's Shaanxi province, to mark Qingming Festival or Tomb Sweeping Day. So we have this live ceremony bring to you, and this is a tradition we always celebrate at Qingming.
台找到我们，说出您此刻的心情，让我们共同怀远追舞。我们来
No matter where you are around the world, you always can stay tuned with CGTN New Media to express your emotion, and we also pay our respect to the ancestor of the Chinese nation, and also to wish good luck and save to the whole world.
高的敬意在
So believe that this is your first time here. So actually it's very excited because we gather here with this many people with the highest respect to pay tribute to the ancestor of the Chinese nation. I'm so thrilled. I'm also proud of myself as sons and daughters of the Chinese nation. And Mr. Yu, actually, you pay visit here every year. So we totally shared the feeling with the lady. I believe that's also a feeling when I was first time here. We talk about that this is one of the well-known places in China, but I believe that is a must-go place for you, because that's a lot of things we talk about is magnificent, is so great, is the place you can't miss, but all words cannot win the feeling you exactly make your person here. We talk about this is kind of considered as the root of the Chinese nation, and also we talk about the Xuanyuan Huangdi, or the Yellow Empire, also the ancestor of the Chinese nation. So we talk about from Qin dynasty already had a ceremony to pay tribute to the ancestors. So we talk about then to the Tang dynasty.
要在这个地方要设国家正殿来进行祭祀。那么从此以后呢，一直到明清，一直到近现代。
Also talk about that the tomb of the Yellow Empire was located, and also started to celebrate at the tomb of the Yellow Empire. So if you look into different historical records of the books, the historical books, they all have these kind of a tribute event in the different dynasty, and also that's celebrated in 1937 by both the people in the Chinese mainland and Taiwan Strait. We talk about the ancestor of the Chinese nation. So when I entered to this place, I saw that the Xuanyuan Temple, and also there's a monument saying that here is the ancestor of the Chinese nation. So looking at this is, we talk about as a tombstone, and also here we could see a saying that is the ancestor of the Chinese nation. There were a lot of stories about Huangdi for his bravest we talk about he's not really very strong in the physical strength, but also actually he was a very smart, intelligent person, and he developed medicine, developed music, developed the way to make cars, and also developed and invented the characters, the words, and also a lot of things actually invented by him. So we talk about that he's also the ancestor of the Chinese civilization. We talk about the Chinese nation with 56 ethnics. So we talk about that throughout the 5,000 years, these 56 ethnic groups still stick together harmoniously because we shared the common civilization. So we talk about that the culture actually shared and acknowledged by people from different ethnic groups. So looking at this is a video clip to give you a bigger picture about the place where we are. And once again, this is the Huangdi Mausoleum. And we talk about the Xuanyuan Huangdi. The Yellow Empire actually was buried here. Every Qingming, tens of thousands of Chinese people gathering here to pay tribute to this person. This is the ancestor of the Chinese nation. And also this place means the root and the spiritual base of the Chinese nation and Chinese culture. So in the very early time, you could see that he created the culture of material and made laws, made the mask, created music, and also make different rules and regulations, set the way to operate the society. And odes actually is one of a great contribution made by a Huangdi. So that is why we also consider Huangdi as the ancestor of the Chinese civilization.
这些传世的碑刻是中华儿女数千年来传承历史文脉、感恩先祖、祭祀皇帝的历史见证。
So looking at these different stones, the inscribed board expressed emotion to the Huangdi, and also that's the witness of the history. We talk about the feature of the Chinese civilization is also to make contribution, to make greater good to the public. And this kind of the event is always to pay tribute to the ancestor of the Chinese nation and also pay respect to all the heroes of the Chinese nation. So it's also kind of the event to carry forward the Chinese civilization. And we talk about the Shaanxi. This place is with rich history. Here is also 73 empires buried here. And also we talk about the number one tube in China is always to the Chinese ancestor Huangdi's Mausoleum. We talk about that the 5,000 years is not long. Our ancestors just stand here to look at our Chinese sons and daughters to make contribution to China and also the world. And we talk about we rooted here and we always from one family. And we talk about the Chinese nation, especially its cultural spirit. That's a link connecting the Chinese people all together. Talk about myself. We believe that the first all the Chinese buy in our culture. We talk about we have 56 ethnic groups. So we talk about all these people in different ethnic groups. They acknowledge the same side of culture. And we talk about that here. You're also looking at our cultural system. It's always great, the resilience. So there are room of change or room of adjustment. We talk about if you're looking at in the past 5,000 years, there are always the twists and turns that happened in the Chinese nation. It's not an easy job. You think about that 5,000 years, but still we talk about that the Xuanyuan Huangdi is the iconic landscape or a big figure in the history because he is the foundation. So we talk about worship to the ancestor. So we consider the earth and the sky same as the importance of the ancestor. We talk about the whole environment give us a space of living. What ancestor give us lives. So in our traditional philosophy, we always pay tribute to the whole environment, to the nature, and also pay tribute to our ancestor. So we talk about that. For Chinese, we always know that this is a quiet journey that relies on people's arduous efforts to overcome the difficulties. And right now, we could see that we create a unified cultural spirit, and that's also the beauty of the Chinese civilization. And we talk about the patriotism. Actually, that's the way we show our love to the nation and to the love to our families of each Chinese. But we need to mention this for COVID-19 actually brought a big blow to our way of living, way of work. But we talk about that back. Think about that. The epidemic is not something new. So we talk about looking at through the 5,000 years ago, the epidemic already existed. We talk about plague. It's always side by side with the human society. We talk about that. With the advancement of the society, you could find that the plague or epidemic actually also occurred openly, because you could see that because there's more people born, so that's could see that more different viruses could happen. We talk about that how we beat the virus. First, we rely on the human being's intelligence and also the harmonious and also the unity and solidarity. We talk about that one of the great invention made by Huangdi is the inner canal of Huangdi. That's one of a masterpiece of the Chinese traditional medicine. So we talk about Huangdi, the ancestor. It's not just actually limited his name to a person. It also represents a spirit, represents a intelligence, and also represents the concerted efforts. So we talk about that the COVID-19 prevention and control rely on all people to pitch in, which means that we should always be the hero for ourselves and also for the whole society. We talk about that we need heroes. And also a country, a nation with long history. We need to remember to our ancestor. Now it's around 9:47 a.m. Beijing time, and very soon we will be kick off the ground ceremony and also invite the leadership of the Shaanxi government to join this event. So we talk about every year, actually, it's always the same, that we kick off the ceremony at 9:50 a.m. Beijing time. It's set in stone, never changed. Do you know why? And also we talk about there are 95 steps. You need to clap that 95 steps first, and then you enter to this place. We talk about 9-5, right? 9 and number 5 always represents the highest and the supremacy of the empire. So we talk about we want to show our respect to the empire, and also we talk about that 9 and 5 only could be used by the imperial family. And let's go live to the ceremony. Now I invite Vice Governor of Shaanxi and the chairman of the ceremony team to chair the event. Year 2022, the ceremony to pay tribute to Huangdi now starts.
鼓声雄浑，钟鸣悠远，激响的34通鼓声，象征着全国34个省、自治区、直辖市、香港、澳门特别行政区和台湾地区。
The 34 drum beats represents the common voice of 34 provinces, municipalities, autonomous regions, the Hong Kong SAR, Macau SAR, and also the Taiwan region.
传统礼仪的最高礼数，表达全体中华儿女对人文出祖。
Bells also represents the highest ritual to show the respects and appreciation to the ancestor Huangdi.
第二项，唱皇帝颂。 典礼第3项，敬献花篮，请全国人大常委会副委员长曹建明先生
Now
敬献花篮。
offer and lay a flower baskets to the statues of the Yellow Empire.
请中共陕西省委书记、省人大常委会主任刘国中先生代表中共陕西省委、
Invite
省人大常委会
the chairman of the NPC of Shaanxi, Mr. Liu Guozhong,
敬献花篮。
to lay a flower basket on behalf of the Shaanxi People's Congress, Shaanxi People's Political Consultative Conference, Shaanxi government, and also all walks of life here in Shaanxi.
请省台办主任杨勇先生。
好了，那现在呢，公祭典礼已经进入到第2个环节啊，敬献花篮。哦，第3个环节敬献花篮。实际上，每年第2个环节就是唱皇帝颂那段是特别打动人的。
We're looking at right now, this is a grand ceremony paying tribute to Huangdi or the Yellow River, the ancestor of the Chinese nation. It's held at the Mausoleum of the Yellow Empire on Qiaoshan Mountain, northwest China's Shaanxi province. And we talk about just now the ode to a Huangdi. Actually, was written by Chairman Mao Zedong back in 1937. It's also the time at the anti-Japanese war. So right now, there's already 85 years.
到了危难时，
Chairman Mao wrote this, that wrote the ode.
说白了，
So we talk about that the
现在这是一个
Communist Party and Kuomintang together to jointly fight back against the invasion by the Japanese. So that also at that time, in 1937, the ode to Huangdi also
这个文物
is
保护区内，我们会发现
created
从
by
这些
Chairman
碑
Mao.
以及文献记载来看，我刚才说了，大规模的祭祀，至少从这个魏晋南北朝隋唐一直到明清70个祭祀，这个指的是国家级规格的那种祭祀。而这个
So we talk about that these kind of the
从来没有停止过。
对，这个也更重要。为什么呢？
ceremony actually you could always find in the historical records, and we talk about that as just recorded the national one, but we talk about that a tribute paid by the
宣扬皇帝有这样的一种敬仰的情绪。
society. Actually, there were so many that you could it's countless number. So from the central government to each person, actually you could see that there are a lot of them paid tribute. And there are also a lot of the monuments you could find here at this venue.
才能够实现中华民族的伟大复兴。
I'll show you a kind of
实际上我注意到一个细节啊，所有来到黄帝陵的人都要参观这个碑文石刻嘛。我个人
a picture of how people pay their tribute.
碑文石刻的时候，在毛主席的这块碑文石刻祭文前，
So we talk about these monuments or the ancient, the tablets always told you the stories happened, and also there is the
我们可以看第一段写的是什么？第一段写的是，对祖先的歌颂，对皇帝的歌颂；第二段写的是冷静的、理性的对当时事实的分析；第三段写的是
a monument also made by Chairman Mao.
所以说，每当我们看
So
到
on that inscription, actually you could see that the first paragraph is show that the tribute respect to Huangdi, and the second talk about that the national spirit, they talk about solidarity and
它是一种精神的
of the whole Chinese nation.
重要，无论什么时候来参拜，这个祭文的内
And
容
also we talk about that this is kind of the spirit, and also we talk about that the inscription, also the funeral oration that very soon will be the next session of the ceremony. We talk about actually the funeral oration is different every year.
对，所以我也在想，在这个
And we talk about that the reading of these ritual texts actually is a highly anticipated part of the annual ritual ceremony, and although the style of the annual ritual is more or less the same style, but the content is different from year to year, and will definitely include the major events that happened between these two Qingming. And I believe that this year's ritual text must have the characters of the
全世界最终取得这个疫情的胜利。
ongoing events like COVID-19, and also we talk about that could include that the
比如说，同样面对疫情，
Paralympic game, and also the 2020 Beijing Winter Game, and also we talk about the
怎么样促发展
14th
包括怎么样导民生啊等等，这些中国智慧，这些中国方案，我觉得
the sports game. Also here in Shaanxi, we talk about that the China has withstood several a very tough task against the epidemic during the past year, and we believe that we could maybe also include events like the Tiangong space station, the China's space station, or talk about the CSS becoming the second space station. In addition to the International Space Station, two group of Chinese technonauts already visited there, and also right now we have 3 technonauts right now working on
在我们的空间站，当他
at
们
the
在
station.
看
And also that's the 24th Winter Olympic Games and Paralympic Games also were successfully held, and the 14th National Game. and could be also included in that the ritual tax. So we talk about that for COVID-19, China contributed its solutions and also demonstrate China's confidence and strength to win the ultimate victory against this global pandemic and promote the world economic recovery. And also in my hands, you could see that these are the paintings and drawings made by the elementary students. So you could see that's how they bring the Huangdi, the ancestor of the Chinese nation, linked to the outer space, the space station. So you could see there are a lot of work. Look at different pieces. Actually, here you could see the mausoleum of Huangdi connecting the China space station. We talk about we rooted here, this place, with 5,000 years of development and promotion of the Chinese civilization. And right now, we not only limit ourselves to the ground, we also right now explore the outer space. Right now, coming to very soon will be the highlight of today's events. That will be a funeral oration.
我很好理解啊，是56个民族，因为我本身就是来自新疆的维吾尔族，所以我对56这个数字就特别有感触，因为维吾尔族也是中华。
So we're looking at all these flags. That's 56 flags. So we talk about the 56. That's a really common number, and we all shared that understanding or interpretation. We talk about the 56 ethnic groups, and we always hold each other's hands and embrace each other very tightly, and also celebrate the same culture, heritage, and spirit. And we talk about why it's in color yellow.
在武德的学说理论之下，实际上轩辕皇帝是什么德呢？因为中国传统观念就认为每一个帝王、每一个时代，它代表着一个德。那么轩辕皇帝是土德。你看咱们这个附近有条路，就这个黄陵县城有条路就叫土德路。
So we talk about that.
对应的颜色应该是什么？黄色。
黄色，土黄色。
而且说实话。这个轩辕皇帝炎黄部落就是崛起于这个黄土。
So Huangdi represents earth, represents ground. So we talk about that the color of the soil.
也代表着我们是从一个农业民族。
And also Xi'an here
难怪当我的双脚踩在黄。
also have a very special terrain. That's the plateau. We talk about here that's the lowest plateau. So we talk about lowest plateau, also the color of yellow.
我是从哪里来，要到哪里去？告诉我身为炎黄子孙的这种责任感和使命感。
这个一言以蔽之，要隔着咱们民间老百姓的这个大俗话来讲，仨字儿。
So we talk about that every time that when we stand on this soil, which means that they tell you that where you came from. And right now, let's go back to the venue.
中共黄陵县委书记刘矿平先生代表守灵儿女敬献花篮。
Right now, it's still the floral basket offering session.
疫情隔不断亲情，不能亲临现场的港澳同胞、台湾同胞、海外侨胞也发来了
COVID-19
祈福视频。
is not the showstopper. And we talk about a Chinese nation is strongly linked. Especially the empire has become important emotional link between the two sides of the Taiwan Strait and also the compatriots in Hong Kong ICR and Macau ICR. And you're looking at right now the people in the ICRs send their best wishes and their tribute to the event.
是海内外中华儿女共同的自愿和自豪。
传承发扬优秀的传统文化是我们
So taking this opportunity to show our decisive determination to carry forward the spirit of the Chinese nation, and we have the same roots and we work together to promote and carry forward the Chinese civilization. Now looking at the city people, the Chinese sons and daughters around the globe, and also we could see that people in Hong Kong ICR and Macau ICR and also from Taiwan Strait, and also the representatives of the Taiwan compatriots in the Chinese mainland to send their best wishes and also show their determination to carry forward the Chinese civilization. And we talk about this annual event is the ground ceremony gathering all the Chinese sons and daughters together. In the past year, we not only withstood the test of COVID-19, and we also had a satisfactory answer to the problems. And also China is doing a great job in resuming the work and production, and also in COVID-19 prevention and control. And we talk about we should work together. And make the proud strides towards Chinese the rejuvenation. We talk about that the Huangdi spirit as also the root of the Chinese sons and daughters' blood. We talk about this kind of ground ceremony also shows that the cultural and the national recognition shared by all Chinese. No matter where we are, we always take the opportunity to show our pride to the country.
请陕西省省长赵一德先生恭读祭文。
Now, invite Mr. Zhao Yide, Governor of Shaanxi Province, to read a funeral oration.
岁次人迎，节序清明，乔山蓝起，居水盈盈，轩辕奏义。
Year of the Qingming in 2022, we gather here at Jushui River
恭祭圣灵，
to pay our tribute to Huangdi and also to carry forward your spirit and make contribution
草昧屯
and
门，
the foundation made by Huangdi.
唯我始祖。
drums beat, bells ring. We should carry forward and promote the splendid Chinese civilization and also make our contribution and also make greater good to the whole world. And we should always think in depth and also reflect ourselves and also to make new breakthroughs. And also we should gather all the Chinese people around the world united as one. We should promote that solidarity and unity to march forward as one family. And we have right now exploring the outer space. And we also celebrate the great achievements by the Communist Party of China. We are also embarked our journey to a national rejuvenation. If we have a dream, we will work towards it to make our dream come true. And also, we always put people's life and the safety before everything else. We work together to fight against the obstacles. The world today, with uncertainties and instabilities, under this circumstance, people, especially the leadership of the country, with the strategies to lead its people to overcome the hard time. At the sixth plenary session of the CPC is also further laid out the country's strategies and also the core direction of Chinese nation's further development path. At the critical time, we use a targeted manner to fight against the COVID-19, to save the people. We make sure we take care of everyone, leave no one left behind. And with this determination, we'll for sure win the battle. And we also resume and recover the economy, leading the world with a positive growth. We will do everything we can to save the nation. We always stay true to our aspiration, and we also stay in alert even in the calm time. We will work together to achieve a community with a shared future for mankind. We always make further improvements and also strengthen our military forces to safeguard our country, to defend the nation's sovereignty and integrity. And also we laid out the 14th five-year plan for China's further development. Athletes make excellent performance in the Winter Olympic Games, and also we see the warmth expressed in these winter sports. And the Chinese astronauts right now also in Tiangong space to further explore the outer space and build China's space station. People at both sides of Taiwan Strait belong to one family. We share the same root, and also the comparts governs the special administrative region in China. The CPC celebrated its centenary this year, and we always stay true to our aspiration, keep in mind the greater picture, and also we will work hard to serve the people and forge ahead with determination. And we have seen the heroes standing out in this tough time. They are the heroes in the COVID-19 war field. They are the heroes in the flooding field. They always showed their responsibility and also to walk their talks, deliver their commitment. And we also pursue the high-quality development, pursue the progress while maintaining stability, and we always look into the details to improve the development of the Chinese nation, and also the national game will be also held in China. And we always remember the mission of the country, and we'll never let our people down. And we will blaze a trail and also overcome all obstacles to make a new achievement. Here in the Qiaoshan Mountain, surrounded by Jushui River, we gather here to pay our tribute to Huangdi, and also a kind of the inspiration and the courage for us, and also to wish our country safe and people live in a happy life, and also wish our country prosperity.
典礼第5项，向轩辕皇帝像行3鞠躬礼。
Fifth atom.
1鞠躬。
3 bows to the statue of Huangdi.
3鞠躬。
Making 3 bows to the statue.
第6项，乐舞告祭。
Coming to the 6th atom, use music and dance to show our tribute.
典礼第7项，龙飞中华。
环宇茫茫，
The seventh
日
item,
朗朗，大月
dragon
暮暮，
flying, bring
龙
bless
旗
to
洋
the
洋。
Chinese nation.
一条长56米的中华飞龙，在祭台中心盘旋腾跃而起，扶摇直上九霄。
The Gadis dragon
穿越
with
5000
a
年的历史，
56 meters long,
讲述轩辕皇帝
flying up
乔
to
山
the
龙
sky,
中国故事。
representing the Chinese people across the 5,000 history,
炎黄子孙
with the development of the Chinese nation, and to tell different stories that happened here in China.
承载着实现中华民族伟大复兴中国
And we
梦的
also show our tribute,
华龙
a reverence and appreciation to the solid foundation made by the ancestor. And we also embark on a journey toward the second goal of Chinese nation's rejuvenation.
好的，欢迎回到我们的主播台，这里是中国陕西黄帝陵。您现在正在收看的是由中央广播电视总台、陕西广电融媒体集团和福建广播影视
Once again, you're looking at this is the a crown ceremony paying tribute to Huangdi, or the Yellow Empire, the ancestor of the Chinese nation. Right now, it's held here at the Mausoleum of the Yellow Empire on Qiaoshan Mountain, northwest China's Shaanxi province, to mark Qingming Festival, or Tomb Sweeping Day. And also right now coming to the last session of today's ground ceremony. We talk about ode participants here today will entering to the Xuanyuan Temple
都是正襟危坐的。但是你看我们的皇帝像，
to show their reverence to the statue of the Huangdi. We talk about normally we see the empire of the statue or the other statue actually is in the sitting position, but you're looking at the
而且非常肃穆的感觉。
Huangdi. So we're looking at the other statues. Actually, you see in a very solemn sitting position. But you're looking at this one, it's kind of the casual or relaxed motion. So this is actually with special meaning. You're looking at the clothes as representing his status. It's actually the imperial families, the clothes, and also looking at the gesture. And this gesture means let's follow me, let's work this out. That's a very good leadership. That you always hear from them. It's not like you go up, you go first. It's like I go first, you follow me. That's a very good leadership. And actually, from the gesture of Huangdi, you could tell that he is the one actually really that at the front line. He's not really to stand aside to say you work this, you work that, to give the order. Actually, he's the one really make his hands on the job, and also you could see that the people follow him. And also here I could smell that the trees, especially the cypress, and also these a lot of trees here with a year of more than 1,000 years. So that's also will come to the last session as of the tree planting, and we'll talk about as represents the everlasting or evergreen trees. We talk about the people here to plant the cypresses to express their intention of guarding the ancestors' tomb, and also to showing their reverence to the ancestor, and also that also echo to the concept of the green development. We talk about that China is also pursuing the 2 carbon goals. There is the carbon peak and a carbon neutrality. So we also could see that this kind of the planting trees representing that we want to achieve our goals and also develop our country in a green and low carbon manner. And also looking at these places actually that's surrounded by grains. And also we talk about that for the public. We talk about that previously in Chinese nation war happened here. And also but here you could see that here these whole places protected by the people, and no one cut trees here, and also no war actually damaged this place, because here we know that's the root of the Chinese nation. If you came here 2 or 3 decades ago, that's still not the places surrounding here by a lot of soils, but you could see that could be only the green place in this whole area. But here, after the 20 to 3 years of hard work made by the Shaanxi government, you could see the forest coverage is much improved. We talk about that for our normal life, for each person, we need some kind of a ceremony to express our appreciation. And also for the whole nation as well, we need to have this kind of ceremony. We need to kind of a ritual to show our respect and also show our emotion. We talk about this place, especially the trees here, first means that solidarity. You're looking at all these trees that the cypresses actually just stand firmly next to each other, and also it's rooted so deep. It also means that for the Chinese nation, Chinese civilization, we have really deep roots here, and that's already enjoyed a history as long as more than 5,000 years. And also that grains, you're also looking at the area or the whole coverage of the grains, actually also expanding. That also means our Chinese sons and daughters also expressing and spreading, and also can find our Chinese people around the world. And that's for this year's ceremony. And thank you for watching. And see you next time, next year at Qingming Festival.